Hello, welcome back to Doyle.Lechner Art. I'm Sam. Thanks for coming along today and watching my video. Today we've had a little bit of rainy weather in Germany a couple of times in the last weeks, and quite honestly our plants and our gardens have needed it, so we're not sad about this. But when it comes to thinking about wet puddles in summertime, I think of ducks. Unfortunately, when I was drawing this duck today and then transferring my video material over to my computer, I accidentally deleted the footage of me actually drawing the duck, and unfortunately there was no way for me to get it back. The only pieces I had left was when I was drawing a small correction to the head, but at least I have that. And you know, I tend to rub out my drawing anyway before I start painting, so you can at least see what the end product of my sketch was. So a few years ago, my parents actually lived at a farmyard. They had a small farmyard, not a farm, but a farmyard, and they had lots of chickens and ducks and geese, and some horses, and it was always such an interesting place for us to visit, especially when my children were younger. I had great fun with the kids, playing with the animals at the farm, and it was such a wonderful place to go. So this picture for me is almost like a small memory or throwback to those times. So let's have a look what we can do with our cheeky little duck. Quite a surprising strong first colour that I'm putting down there, but the gravel or stones that he is walking on, they had quite a strong pink red tonal base. So I wanted to make sure that came across as the undertone in my painting for this week. So I'm going to start off with that. It will change quite dramatically. I'm also using I'm not using a wet on wet technique, I'm using wet on dry, because I'd like to the duck was a white duck, and I'd actually like to use as little paint as possible when it comes actually to painting him. I'd like to really try to keep the natural white of the sketchbook that I'm using, the paper that I'm using for his natural white tones. There's a lot of blues and greys in there as well, but I'd like to keep it as light as possible for him. So when I'm painting the outline of him, I want as much maximum control that I can have. So I'm using the wet on dry technique here, so that I can keep a good strong outline for the actual duck and not leak any paint into the area where the duck is for now. So I'll be concentrating on background, foreground today, and in those areas I can use my wet on wet techniques. As you can see, I'm using right now, I'm letting some of the colours bleed together, but using the paint on places that are dry just offers me more control to try to get to the picture that I would like to finish with today. So get yourself a cup of tea or whatever it is that you do drink, sit back, relax, and watch me paint. hope you've enjoyed watching me paint today. I've definitely had to make some crucial decisions so far in this picture. So I will be completing the picture, showing the completed picture next week. Thank you for your support in watching me paint today. If you would like to click like or subscribe, that would be great, and I'll see you next week. Bye!